The DCEU is over. Let's go rank it. What's up, everyone? What's going on? How's the Seahawks? You're gonna turn on the game in a little bit because it's gonna start up in about 45 minutes. And yeah, just as I'm gonna rank all 16 DCEU projects. I know there's 17. I know there's Blue Beetle. I actually haven't seen Blue Beetle yet. I was busy during that time, and then plus I don't know if it's a part of the DCU. I don't really know, so I'm not gonna include it though. So you guys might get upset and be like, "Well, it's a part of it." Well, I'm just going with the 16. Okay, so take it or leave it. So but yeah, no, I like it would be much appreciated if you like, comment, and subscribe, and then let me know about what you think of the DCU. How would you rank all of these movies? You can feel free to put in Blue Beetle if you want. Yeah, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, MATTHEWLEININGER. And yeah, let's get on into it. So, coming in last place, we're going to be doing this again. Coming in last place, very, very easily, is the Justice League. Okay, I know it says Justice League, but it's really the Justice League. And there's not really much more that can be said about this movie. This movie is just a dumpster fire, especially after you see Zack Snyder's Justice League. Which, spoiler, it's going to be much, much, much higher on the list, though. And I've seen this movie twice. I didn't rewatch it for this. Actually, I didn't rewatch most of these movies, to be completely honest, though, because I mean, while I think there are some great movies in the DCU, I think there's also a lot of really bad ones. And since the universe isn't really coherent, though, it just makes me look. It just makes me look really sour upon this universe, and especially this movie, where all the background stuff on it, it's just bad. And yeah, there's like absolutely nothing I like about this movie, and I mean, yeah, of course you have the very obvious reshoots, though the background CGI is like really bad, and yeah, it, just I just absolutely hate everything about this movie, and this movie can just burn in hell for all I care, especially after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Then number 15. Give it a little time to load up, though. Number 15, we got Suicide Squad. And I'm talking about the 2016 version. And really, this is kind of about the same, though, because this is another movie I don't like at all. Though it's another movie that just got reworked by everything. I've heard David Ayers say he wants to put out the air cut. Honestly, I don't really think it's gonna happen, though. But yeah, like Justice League and Suicide Squad, to me, they're very similar, though. But what makes this put a little bit above is because we've actually seen the original Justice League, though, and just as I said, it's much higher on the list, though. There's nothing to really compare this one with, though, and then plus the original Justice League plus the Justice League has the background is just awful. But yeah, just like um there's some, yeah, these two are very similar. These two movies to me are just dumpster fires. And yeah, I mean, like, the story's bad, like some of the characters are bad. Amanda Waller is really stupid for some reason, but I will say, on the bright side, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is awesome. Will Smith, awesome. And yeah, that's kind of about it, though. There's not much positive about that movie. So now let's go to number 14. Number 14 is Wonder Woman 1984. And as you may have seen at the end, Wonder Woman 1984 fails to capture the effect of its predecessor. And yeah, that kind of sums it up, though. I mean, I don't really think this movie had a lot of behind the scenes issues, though. I just don't think there's a lot of things this movie like thought through very well. There's a lot of story issues. There's a lot of things that don't make any sense. So it's kind of gross that they decide to put Steve Trevor in another man's body, especially when they like manifest things out of I'm like out of thin air. So it's just a movie that's oh, it's just weird. It's a very weird movie though, and it's one that I just don't really care to see. So this is another movie I just don't like very much. Um, but I will say though, these three movies are movies I don't really like. Every other movie I feel like is at least acceptable though. But we'll get into that for the next one because the next one I think is going to be a little bit controversial. Number 13. I hate putting this movie here. I have The Flash. Now, on the positives, the journey I think is really good. Seeing Michael Keaton, that was awesome. Sasha Calle, I think she was really disrespected as Supergirl. Honestly, I would. I liked her. I liked her Supergirl. I thought she was pretty good. Yeah, she doesn't have the blonde hair, but I'm like, I don't know. I thought she did a good job. Um, the emotional scenes they absolutely nail, and some of the cameos were kind of fun. And now let's get to the bad stuff. Okay, first of all, the CGI is just terrible. It looks like it's from a PlayStation 2, and that's a really bad compliment to give. Um, Also, the banter between the two Flashes, I find more annoying. I don't find it funny. And of course, there's a little ill-conceived logic, though, where it definitely um, yeah, where she have the ending that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know if it's a reboot, though the post-credit scene might be one of the worst post-credit scenes I've ever seen. And there's just a lot of really gross food jokes where Barry's constantly shoving like big piles of food in his mouth. Though there's a scene where he glues his tooth back together, and there's just a lot of gross jokes in there. And then the movie kind of stars Ezra Miller, and I'm sure you all know about him. Now, I don't hate Ezra Miller though. I feel really bad for him, honestly. I hope he gets better. But just as the banter between them, I don't know if it's the bad writing or if it's him. I think it's a bit of both. But yeah, this movie to me just really comes out as annoying, and like honestly, I'm just really glad it flopped, though. But it this it makes me sad putting this movie here. I want to put this movie so much higher, but yeah, this movie honestly, I look at it and it just kind of annoys me, unfortunately. Number 12, I got Shazam Fury of the Gods. And it's not that I don't hate this movie, it's good, but it's just really good. There's nothing really there's nothing you can really remember about it though. It's very generic. I'm sure everyone has seen like I'm sure like everyone has kind of seen movies like this. And while you have Zachary Levi being very lively, though I don't think he communicated with Asher. I think his name is Asher Angel. Yeah, I don't know if the adult actor or the kid actor communicated on who their parts were going to be because the kid's very serious and then the adult's really goofy, so they just like don't really like play well off of each other though. And then yeah, you also have some post credit scenes that are never going to live up to the hype. I do think The Rock kind of veered away from Black Adam being in Shazam 2 and said we're Superman, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, I think this movie just had a lot of issues behind the scenes, and it's very unfortunate because this was a movie I was looking forward to because I didn't see the first Shazam in theaters, so I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of cool, so a little disappointing. What are we at right now? We are at number 11. Number 11, we got the movie I saw yesterday, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And as a standalone movie, I thought it was good enough. I definitely had fun seeing Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson just bantering off of each other, though. That was easily the best part of the movie. That's the part I really, really enjoyed. As the sequel to Aquaman, though, I thought it was also pretty good. It does expand the world. Um, of course, since it's the same director, though, it definitely feels like a proper sequel. But since this is the final movie of the DCEU, it's not very good. I mean, of course, it's not meant to be a proper send off, though it's really just meant as like some of the leftovers, and it's just like not very. It's just not a very good finale, though. But it's also not meant to be a finale, though, and then also there are some story issues there. There's some really weird logic to it, though, where characters make silly decisions, though, where one character is constantly leaving a door open, and I don't know, there's just some weird things I just don't really think was thought through very well. So the final DC movie kind of went out like a whimper, though, and onto the DCU, I guess. Please don't screw it up, James Gunn. Then we go to number 10. This might be the most frustrating movie in my opinion, though. I think I kind of gave it away. You got Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, for the record, I have actually seen the Ultimate Edition and the original version, and I kind of have similar thoughts. There are things in this movie that I love. I love that this is okay. Kind of. We'll get that, and I'll get into that in the bad though. It definitely is. It's a proper follow up to Man of Steel. It suffers the consequences of it, though, where you see different perspectives of things. Though there's some great action scenes. Though I love the music. I actually like Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't think he's the best. Christian Bale's the best. Maybe Robert Pattinson might be up there once he gets a couple more movies, though. But but yeah, just I think Ben Affleck was pretty good as Batman, though, which I will get into some of the bad stuff in a little bit, though. But yeah, this movie does like put a bunch into it, though. There are some great action scenes, especially that warehouse scene. The warehouse scene is just, oh my gosh, the warehouse scene is so freaking good. And yeah, like that. Yeah, no, I love the action scenes. I love kind of the. I love the. I like the stakes of the movie. I love the action. I love the music, though. I love some of the casting they put in, though. Now, on the bad side, though, I think there's a little too much in the movie, though. I don't like the fact that Batman is like killing people because he thinks there is a 1% chance that Superman may be evil, but they have to make it as 100%. I don't know if that math works very well, though, and the conflict of Batman v Superman stops because they have their names are the same mother, which I don't. Man, if only that could solve the problems of real life, though. That would be kind of funny, though. What's your mother's name? Oh, my name's Martha. My name's Martha, too. Oh my gosh, we should get along now. That's not gonna happen, though. But, yeah, and then, I mean, you can definitely tell that they're trying to rush through a couple things to get to the Justice League, and then, of course, that movie didn't really go very well. So, yeah, just, it's a very frustrating movie because I think if there was a proper Batman movie, though, and then there was this movie, the third one, though, I think it could have been really good. Or could have been even better. Then we go to number 9. This also might be a little controversial. I have Black Adam. Now, I know some people didn't really like this movie very much. I get it, but I also kind of don't, though. Now, if some people are like, "Oh, The Rock, he praised this movie too much," oh yes, absolutely, he praised it as like the greatest superhero movie of all time, and it's definitely not, though. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's fun. I mean, I love some of the banter. I love some of the jokes. In it, though, the post credit scene showed promise. I got excited for it at first, though. But it also kind of connects some characters from other universes where they, of course, you have like Amanda Waller in here. You got Superman in here, and but yeah, like I think it's solid fun though. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Um, but yeah, I mean, just The Rock, he praised this movie too much. He pumped it up too much, and then of course the trailer kind of spoils a bit of a plot twist in here. So there is that problem though. But yeah, like it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. Coming in at number 8, we have our only TV show, and that is Peacemaker. Okay, let's get this off right off the bat, though. This show is very, very inappropriate. I don't know how James Gunn was able to do this, the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now he's creating a whole DC universe. I don't know how he does it, but I think that man is really, really good at his job. But yeah, I mean, this show does a really good job taking one of the worst characters in the Suicide Squad, putting him in his own show, and actually making him like sympathetic. You actually care for him, though. Of course, you do have like the fun characters. Of course, you got Vigilante, who's really, really funny, and yeah, like this show just has a lot of heart to it. And where James Gunn has his dark, inappropriate humor, though, you have he also puts a lot of heart to his characters. You know he cares about his characters, though. You know he cares about the story. Now, the alien plot line is a little bit forgettable, though. But it of course does push the story along. It goes at a good pace, though. While I don't think that final episode is like the greatest finale of all time, I think it is. I think it is a satisfying finale where it is. Neighbor does go on a proper where the pacing is really good. So once again, Disney Plus should probably do some of this stuff, though. And then of course you do have the joke of Aquaman doing that to a fish. So yeah, it's quite a fun show, but yeah, very inappropriate and definitely not for children. All right, now we have easily the longest title here, coming in at number 7. Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Anticipation of Harley Quinn. But you know I'm just calling it Birds of Prey. Now, I've actually seen this movie once. When I first saw it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really understand the hate for it, though. Of course, you have Margot Robbie going crazy, though it is, of course, a very weird story where you have a girl eating a diamond, and they need to get it back, and so she kind of has to poop it out. So yeah, it's quite weird, though. But since Harley Quinn's a weird character, this is like the perfect story for her to be in, though. And while some of the side characters are kind of forgettable, though, they're all of them are doing something throughout the show, so it's not like they're just thrown in randomly, though. They all come together, and they come together for a pretty cool finale, though. Of course, one of my favorite characters in it was Black Mask and Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor just puts on just a great and terrifying performance, though. And of course, since I'm someone who loves Star Wars sometimes, and of course seeing him as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and seeing him in this, he plays a completely different character. Definitely, I tip my cap to Ewan McGregor, being like, yeah, you're a good actor. So yeah, this movie, I actually really like this movie. I think it's really good. And then we go to probably the fishiest movie on the list. Number 6, you got Aquaman. And now, just as I said, it's a very fishy and silly movie. Are there some are there some similarities to Black Panther? Yes. But that doesn't mean I still enjoy it though. I kind of like how you kind of get the underwater world. I like the origin story for Arthur Curry, though, where he kind of has to go on like the globe-trotting adventure, though. Um, I do love how like James Wan kind of has like the kind of like the long shots though, where you kind of get to like see everything go down. Though there's some great action scenes in this. Actually, there's a lot of action scenes, although they do start off basically the same way of just a unexpected explosion though. But yeah, this is it's a very enjoyable movie, and I I get a kick out of it every time I watch it. Ooh, we're now in the top five now. Top five. I got the original Shazam. Well, or Captain Marvel, but although Brie Larson kind of took that name from him, though. But oh well. But yeah, no, this is it. It's a very goofy and silly movie, but also has a lot of heart to it, though. Um, but I think what this movie does that Fury of the Gods really struggled with, though, was kind of having the adult man child um, kind of learning how to be a superhero, kind of learning how to do everything that there is to be a superhero, and then of course kind of him being like, hey, I'd like to order some of your finest beer, please. And then of course like testing out the powers like that. Like that's the stuff I really enjoyed about Shazam, not him just being like goofy just for the sake of jokes, though. um I definitely think the villain here is actually pretty solid, though, where he can be a little bit forgettable, though. A kid. He's a kid that kind of gets abused, though, and of course just kind of wants to be seen, kind of wants power, and then gets rejected from him because he wants it so bad. And so you kind of see where he's coming from, although it's very clear that he is evil, though. Now, the tone is really, really off, though. It does go from silly, goofy jokes to monsters eating people's heads. So I don't know if that meshes very well. So yeah, I don't know if this movie's for kids or it's for horror fans. But yeah, besides that though, I really enjoy this movie. It's got a lot of heart, and yeah, and for some reason these kids watch Game of Thrones. I don't really know why these parents allow it, but oh well. Number four, we got Man of Steel. And the thing that I really love about Man of Steel is I like the way they tell the origin story. It's very different than really kind of what we've seen before, because as soon as Kal-El gets to Earth, though, they kick right off the bat to his adulthood, and and while they don't go beat for beat, on like spending probably like 30-40 minutes telling his origin story, they just tell the most important things about his life in flashbacks, though, that actually makes sense. So therefore you see him at different stages of life, though, but you also see how he feels. And then we also see how Superman feels about like Earth and stuff. You also have Zod, who I think Zod is a great villain, though, where he just wants he just wants to like restore his planet, though, and he because he's just so loyal to it. So then of course when Superman like takes that from him, of course it breaks down, goes on a terror, though. But um but yeah, and then of course you just get an awesome score. You get some great action where like Superman can um where like Superman can like fly everywhere, like punch Zod into like buildings and stuff, and like it's not like a 2 minute fight. It goes on for a while. There's a lot of action in this scene, especially that like final battle, though. And while I'm not the biggest fan of Superman kind of not being very lively, though. I think Henry Cavill looks the part very, very well, and I definitely think it really does hurt that he didn't get a sequel, unfortunately, though. But yeah, this movie is really, really good, and I wouldn't blame anyone for putting it higher or even at number one. And then coming into the top three, we got The Suicide Squad. And um yeah, James Gunn, he basically got to do whatever he wanted with this. So when Marvel fired him and DC scooped up, he I think he was kind of like, hey, he's like, can I do like a rated R kind of war movie with lots of graphic violence? They're like, go right ahead, buddy. So yeah, there's a lot of very gruesome kills, and you get a lot of James Gunn's dark humor, though. But honestly, I feel like HBO is the perfect place for him. Not saying I don't like his Guardians of the Galaxy movies though, but of course he does have restrictions. And then I know I'm talking about DC, but quick review for Guardians Go Volume 3. I love that movie, by the way. Um, I do feel like he's trying to push the PG-13 rating, but he's getting cut back quite a bit. Though this, they just let him do whatever he wanted. And very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, you of course have a lot of you have a lot of broken characters, and he just finds a way to make them heartfelt. Though where of course you have Idris Elba's um, um, Deadshot, who is, well, I don't know. It's a little similar to Will Smith's Deadshot, but they're similar. But are they connected? Who knows? Doesn't matter. But but yeah, no, they kind of make him um they kind of make him sympathetic, where it's like he has a daughter, but the daughter's not proud of him, though he openly says he's like, I'm not a leader, but Manuel's like, yeah, you are a leader. And then of course he takes upon the responsibility, where he's like, yeah, I can't leave this town to just be destroyed. We have to go take out the giant starfish, though. And he does just that, and he becomes the leader for it. So yeah, like, and yeah, and like it's also really, really funny. So very inappropriate too. But yeah, like this is a movie that it's real good. A little hard to watch, but it's really good. And then coming in at number two, you got Wonder Woman. And yeah, this was a very surprisingly good movie in my opinion. I think it has a it's really dark at times, but it's also quite lively and really enjoyable. Gal Gadot is perfect for Wonder Woman, and and I think the fish out of water stuff with her is really, really good. Her and Chris Pine bounce off of each other really, really well. Of course, it's very emotional once you get to the ending. And while I've heard that some people don't really like the final battle very much, though, I like it. I just think the twist comes out of nowhere a little bit, though. But but yeah, but like it's a very different take. It's a very different take on World War I, though, where of course Diana has her own worldviews, and then of course you can kind of see how she's changed and kind of come to the person that she is. But yeah, like it's a really, really good movie, and that's actually like quite enjoyable. And right, it was my number one movie for quite a while in the DCU, but number one, you may have already guessed what it was. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't really know what more needs to be said about this movie. I absolutely love this movie, and I think it's one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. I don't care that it's 4 hours long. I think it is an absolute masterpiece, and I think it is it is a crime that we did not get this movie in theaters, though, because there's so many great theater moments. Whether you're talking about the reveal of Martian Manhunter, which took me by surprise, the Flash time traveling, which was awesome, the Superman coming in, not impressed. I think that's the best scene in the movie. Of course, you have the Flash, where yes, it is Ezra Miller though, but like you have the Flash saving Iris from a car, like it's like I think that CGI looks a lot better than the ones in the actual movie though. I really enjoy that scene, and that's the slow mo stuff that Zack Snyder does that I really enjoy. I do think sometimes he goes a little too far with it though. In that case, I was like, go all out on it though. But like, there's so many great scenes. Those Cyborg's one of the best characters in the movie, where he's like barely in the original one though, and where but like you get to see every single person's like point of view, their journey. We're not giving them like a full on origin story, and then they all come together as a team in in the final little bit. And yeah, like this movie's just an absolute masterpiece. And wow, I think the final two scenes definitely could have been split into two post credit scenes. It's very disappointing. We will most likely never get a follow up to this. And then of course and it is 4 hours. I definitely think it could have been shortened a little bit. But I'm just at the point with this movie where I'm like, I don't care. I think it's so freaking good. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'm just really really upset that we did not get this movie in theaters, because I think it is that good. And so there you have it. That is my DCEU ranking, my only DCEU ranking I will get. That won't most likely ever come out, because of course it is ending. We of course will actually probably have like no superhero movies next year, because Marvel's taking a break and there's no DC. But yeah, 2025 it's gonna be loaded. 2025 gonna be a big year. I really need to expand this by then, because we might go nuts with some videos. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment section though. You can follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, MATTHWLEININGER. And Seahawks are about to start in about 15 minutes, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.